Since I was about 15, I've actively struggled with depression and anxiety. I think it got worse when I began studying for my GCSEs, however there were hints of it before then. I'd have panic attacks, often feel on edge, struggle to find energy to do anything, and couldn't sleep. I often still feel this way. I've always seen it as a hindrance that had to be dealt with rather than something that defined me. I've always tried to find ways to combat it. You're always told to try and exercise by doctors and counsellors when you feel like this. I think it's something to do with the endorphins released when you exercise. After trying yoga, running and other exercise, I pushed myself and found comfort in swimming. Every Saturday morning at 9 a.m, I would walk down to the local pool and swim for an hour or two. And I guess the doctors were right a little. I feel a sense of calm when I got out and left with some energy to do something with the day. In truth, I've always been drawn to water. Lakes, rivers, streams and rain. This might be something to do with growing up around Water, spending days playing in the river, listening to the rain on my skylight window as I fell asleep. Even now when it's not raining, I have an app that plays rain sounds so I can drift off. I remember when I was little, I always wanted to join my friends to go swimming in the lake. However, my mum scared me off with stories of people drowning and becoming stuck under ledges in the water. So instead I'd sit, watch and listen. I'd dip my feet in, or tap the surface with my hands to feel the cold shock through me. I'd listen to the streams running into the lake, get lost in the bird song. I'd watch the waves slowly push towards me and pull away. I've long felt a connection to water. I could call it spiritual. When I'm near it, I feel calm and at peace. I could sit for hours watching and listening to it flow. There's something about it that feels ethereal when the sun rests on its surface. It helps me drown out all my thoughts and meditate, something I struggle with if I just sit in my room trying to follow a meditation tutorial. It's been a great way for me to practice mindfulness. I found this out during the first national lockdown for coronavirus when the government encouraged getting out for daily exercise. I'd wander down to a nice hidden spot of the river, have a sit, sometimes bring a book or something to write my thoughts in. It was a great escape from the truth of what was going on in the world. I think that's what kept me from going crazy. Everything is open back up now, shops and cafes, people have come back. Many people have come back. Trying to walk into town to pop to the shop has become a labouring chore. The noise, the business, the number of cars, it sends me into a sensory overload. My brain can't process it all at once and sends me into a panic. This has overflowed into even thinking of having to wander into town. The thought of it has me stressed. I've often felt the same in the concrete jungles of cities filled with thousands of people. I feel trapped. After some research, it seems others feel the same. However, with the tourists have come the heat, and with it I've been sent back to the water, somewhere I can be cool and calm. I remembered swimming when I was younger and the energy it filled me with. I decided to join this with the calmness I find in rivers and lakes. Inspired by the books, The Mindful Art of Wild Swimming, I decided to go for a mindful swim, or even a dip, and set my intentions to feeling at peace, to notice the sensations of my body. However, I was wary. With the fear my mother put in me about bodies of water, I felt scared to try it. I'll admit it. It took me a long time to fully submerge myself on my first dip. I sat in the shallow water up to my waist, my hands tracing the curves of the stones, my eyes looking for pretty pebbles to distract from the piercing coldness my exposed legs were experiencing. The sun was out and cleared the water for me to spot tadpoles playing around my feet. I felt one with the river I'd found myself in, noticing the sights and sounds around me. Slowly, I pushed myself further in, up to my chest, then shoulders, and finally standing up to my neck. I felt my lungs wanting to gasp, yet I felt in control of my body. Every part of me felt alive, my blood pumped through me, and my skin was gently pricked by 1,000 needles. My lungs filled with air, and my face felt fresh in the flow of the river. My toes brushed against the pebbled riverbed, slowly kicking, pushing myself against the water's force to not be pushed downstream. It felt like a dance. We both had our parts to play. Getting out and lying on the grass, I felt a sense of relief wash over me that left me in what I can describe as euphoria. My dips since then have provided me with the same emotions and sensations, yet every time feels like the first time. On my lowest days, I've been brought back to life with the shock of the cold coursing through my body. I'll sit and have my mind emptied. All my daily problems and concerns are washed away with the river. I found that some articles support the mental health benefits of swimming in the cold, open water, and that others feel the same. Water has become the only effective way so far for me to actively deal with my mental health and encourage a more positive outlook. COVID has definitely worsened my anxiety, and I find it difficult to exercise in gyms or dodge tourists whilst on a run. It seems many feel the same. The water is isolated, quiet and safe. I know I'll return to it time and time again, and it will open me back open-armed. After my experiences, I've read articles and books of people who feel the same about the water too, and I hope more find the calming sensation that it provides.